prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, recants a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common Man, Common Man, charms the housewives like no one can. What you shoot, word we play. Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh boy! Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
And in a tough guy game, playoff football in December, you got to execute, and you can't leave plays on the field.
Can you hear me now?
Genius that I am.
That's all, folks.
You just have to draw your own conclusions, people.
Brilliant! Genius, idiot, moron, imbecile. What a Morris. Huh?
There's a home-selling dream called the Formula. King.com.
Right!
Talk about guys stealing from 1 to 3. You ought to pay that station to be on there.
Tampa Bay.
Is wearing women's underwear part of your turn-on?
Yeah, baby.
I'm always hesitant to believe what I read. You know what I mean? I think that still it comes down to society. Many times people are forced to believe what they read, and many times what you read might or may not be true.
Welcome back to the spotlight, young man.
Out of hundreds of deals that I've done. Hundreds.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the Common Man, Dan Cole.
It's gotten to the point I can't even get my headset plugged in right, and then I can't. The headset parts were turned in opposite directions. I can't believe I've even got them onto my head in time. Greetings, good afternoon, and ack to you and yours. I'm the Common Man, Dan Cole. This is the worst all sports radio station in the country. So says a former employee who funny was fired from here. I'm a radio dinosaur. This is my La Brea tar pit, KFAN. Someday archaeologists and paleontologists will sift through the rubble that will be 1600 Utica Avenue South, and they'll stumble across my skeletal remains and my cold, dead, rigor mortis laden lips attached to this Neumann BCM 104 microphone, and they'll say, "Egad, it's a social commentator with an archaic communication device. We're here until 3. If you're looking for poised, polished, professional, that starts at 3. If you're looking at unprepared, uninformed, and unapologetic, that would be me. So much to get to today. Otis continue. Quarterback competition is flying high. Looks like Brian O'Neill will be ready to play a little football here real soon. Meanwhile, are we experiencing the greatest Stanley Cup final ever? Since we last talked, it was a 4-goal output, 4-0, tied 4-4, double overtime final. Where did Bodega Cat go? That and so much more to get to. Let's spin the wheel of topic.
Commons Golf Game.
the way, 7 minutes in.
Yes.
How many people are still wondering whether this is best of or live? They haven't figured it out yet.
Well, that was a problem. Yeah, that would be when we're going. Basically, the teases are the same. The Wheel of Topic lands on the same thing.
What did you shoot today?
Best of was not really in the plans yesterday. I just thought the last show was best of. Where was TA? He wasn't in here.
Well, the last segment, yeah, they pre-recorded.
Can we do that now?
He had to get down to Egan for some Vikings insighting.
Well, I've got to get over to Prestwick to the driving range to work on my game.
You and me both.
Yeah, so then can we pre-record a segment?
I'm sure we could.
I don't know why we can't. Doesn't seem like there are any rules other than you're supposed to, when asking for time off, go to work day. I texted Abbott at 11:30 and said, just a reminder, you know that Tennessee and I are both off today. And he said, nope, I forgot. Then he texts me later, and I don't see it till much later. He says, Tennessee requested it in workday. You did not, meaning me. And I thought I did. And what was crazy was, because he had forgotten, we thought, well, who knows what he's doing? And then we ripped him. Basically talked about how incompetent he was, how he shouldn't be programming a radio station of this magnitude, and that maybe his best days were behind him. So I ripped him, then you ripped him, then JG ripped him, and then other people that were having lunch with us at the LPGA's KPMG PGA Championship Media Day, people that didn't even know Chad Abbott were ripping him. Everybody at the table's ripping Chad Abbott, and then I come to find out it was all my fault. That I didn't put in words, so he had no idea I wasn't going to be here today. So,
well, you still mention it on the radio, though, like if you would actually listen to the show or podcast it.
Well, and I think I did mention to him, I did say to him, man, Tennessee and I are off the same day to go play golf together. Really, it's just, I could say it's a senior moment. That's probably not. I really did think I put it in there. And then I asked him, he hasn't gotten back to me yet. I've made a request for next Friday and Monday off. I'm going to San Francisco, and I'm going to wear flowers in my hair, and I'm going to go to the corner of Haight and Ashbury, and I'm also going to go to Tiburon and the Golden Gate Bridge, and I'm going to go find out where the Trident used to be. We're going to visit baby brother Peter. Do you know how much, because of the war, is it in Iran or Iraq? Where are we right now?
We're in Iran.
Because of the Strait of Hormuz, do you know how much round-trip airfare for two people from Minneapolis to San Francisco and back is?
Oh, that's crazy.
$1,800. Yes.
You've got to be kidding me.
I saw a story in the Associated Press. Hold on, here it is right here. I got it here, Tennessee. Don't try to fool me here. Here's what it says. This is Associated Press. U.S. Airlines spent more than $6 billion on jet fuel in April. $6 billion. That's up 78% from a year earlier, despite using slightly less fuel. The airline industry's top global trade group warned that soaring energy costs could nearly halve profits in 2006.
You've got to be kidding me.
Since the conflict erupted in the Middle East earlier this year after the U.S. and Israel launched strikes on Iran, much of the shipping traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, a critical oil transit route bordering Iran, has remained effectively halted, pushing up the price of oil and jet fuel. In an effort to contain costs, airlines around the world have raised airfares and fees, cut other perks, and canceled flights or trimmed schedules. U.S. carriers spent nearly $6.5 billion on fuel in April, compared to about $3.6 billion a year earlier. According to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics, fuel consumption in April totaled 1.573 billion gallons, down slightly from 1.575 billion gallons a year earlier. And then you know what the worst part is? Because we booked so late, there were only 5 seats left, none next to each other, and I have a middle row seat there and back. I should have just waited for baby brother Peter to come back in August to see him again. I don't know why I'm going. Oh, I played at Prestwick at Wedgwood and Woodbury today. Yeah, that's where I played.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Where'd we play?
Prestwick.
What did you shoot today?
I shot 82.
Where'd you hit it on? One?
Right up the gut.
How far from the green were you?
I had a 9 iron in my hand. I was 119 to the pin.
Second shot?
He flared it out right.
Then what?
I did get up and down, but I played better today than you saw yesterday, Tennessee. But it's still a work in progress. But hey, look, I will work day better next time. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a short break. We come back, peek at the purple. A couple of notes regarding the purple. The legendary Mark Rosen will join us just about 2 o'clock. And I do want to ask Tennessee, I'm reading in place that say this might be the greatest Stanley Cup Finals, at least the competition and how it's gone back and forth, and might be the best ever. We'll get a Tennessee's take on that and other topics as well here on the Common Man program, right here on the Fan.
The Common Man.
They are so good.
Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryan text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Couple 13-14 past, I'm Common. He is Tennessee, and this is Peek at the Purple, brought to you by my pals at Affordable Electric. Minnesota summer storms can cause serious electrical banana. Little Dylan duet for you there. Minnesota summer storms can cause serious electrical damage, from lightning strikes to damaged service masts and power surges. If something doesn't seem right after a storm, do not ignore it. Just so, that'll go away. Affordable Electric provides safe, code-compliant storm damage repairs across the Twin Cities. 612-331-VOLT, 612-331-VOLT, or affordable-electric.com. They are, oh boy, they are shockingly affordable. He's JJ. Jet spoke with at PA on the mic about Kyler Murray. Here's what he said. He throws the ball before you even get out of your break. What a novel concept. A quarterback that knows what the pass pattern is. He's set. His feet and eyes are aligned properly, and he knows where the guy's supposed to be, and he throws it there, and voila. Brilliant.
What a concept.
Isn't that how that works?
Do you want to hear the entire soundbite?
Sure, why not?
It's like a minute 9.
Yeah, minute 9. Could we re-rack it later at the end of the show?
Yeah, we could just keep repeating it over and over again.
Sort of like best of. Did they just, for the best of they ran for us yesterday, was it just the same 15 seconds over and over? You know,
we should change it to worst of.
Yeah, well, boy, then there's plenty to choose from there. Anyway.
Here's JJ, and I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, not JJ McCarthy, with PA yesterday.
Got competition right now, right?
For sure.
Does Kyler throw a good ball? I mean, you've caught it enough to know he throws. What do you like about his passing?
He's really in this. I mean, I would say he understands the game. He understands the defenses. He understands just how to put touch on the ball, just enough to where it gets to where it got to go without making it difficult for us. So he understands the game a lot more just because he's been in the game for a couple years now. So he kind of throws the ball before you even get out that break. And,
that's good.
Yeah, for
sure.
So
he throws you open.
For sure.
He can use that.
For sure.
2008.
Yeah. So he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy, and he's a competitor, just like me. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see how good he doing training camp. I'm looking forward to JJ seeing his improvements and seeing the different things that he has picked up over the all season. But I'm excited for the competition. You know, I'm excited for that to go on in training camp and see the different plays that they make.
Got you. Yeah. I mean, that's what you want to see in a quarterback. It's groundbreaking here in Minnesota. At least it has been for the past few years. So that's good. It's and again, all's well that ends well. It's all good when it's a pajama party right now. Anybody can throw on the break during a pajama party when it's just a helmet and pads and nobody's getting physical with you at the line of scrimmage. No one's trying to take your head off after you make the catch. There's nobody rushing the passer because your left tackle he turned into a turnstile, right? Like an Olay kind of a thing. So it's easy. We'll see. I'm with Dan Campbell. Let's see what happens at training camp. Let's see what happens on joint practice. Let's see what happens during preseason games in the regular season. But it's nice. It's better. You've heard me say this before. It's better than JJ saying, hey, he's having trouble getting the ball released at the right time. I mean, I'm already in my break and he's still hanging onto the ball, and I just don't know if that's going to work very well. So at least we don't have that going on. Couple of text messages.
Do you think when he said he has a nice touch on his ball, do you think that was a shot at J.J. McCarthy?
I mean, I don't think he was trying to take a shot. I don't think he consciously was doing it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think he said, I'm going to rip JJ. I think it was just, he was saying, well, this is what we got going. But yeah, I could sense that in there, that it was just the way it was phrased and worded and the timing. It did almost sound like, boy, it's kind of nice to have this instead of what we've had. This text message came in, me. It was sent at 10 o'clock and 48 minutes today. I'm just wondering if it was sent preemptively for the Common Man program. Please get somebody else to talk to. You're rambling way too much. I have no idea what you're even talking about anymore. That sounds like me, not PA. I have no idea what you're even talking about anymore. Then there's this one. This came in at 9:33:31 from the 763. Call 911, an overdose of purple Kool-Aid at 1600 Utica. I wonder what was happening at 9:30. It must have just been, I can't imagine the Ducky and Bunny there must have been going on live from Winter Park, the new Winter Park.
Overdose of purple Kool-Aid doesn't sound like PA to me.
No, it really doesn't. Or, you know what you could say? Well, what's new? Pussycat. And then there's one more here that I like that says, we talk all the time if Kyler will fit into KOC's system. Why are we so certain KOC's system was set up to the types of quarterbacks he has had and that he can't tweak the system to use the best skills that Kyler possesses? I've been saying that forever. He must not listen to the Grum. That was one of the discussions we had was, every offensive coordinator, it's even more in vogue now is, this is the way my offense is. I've got my game plan. Everybody's from a tree. Is he from the McVay tree? Is that the tree he's fallen from?
He was an offense coordinator.
Right. So he's from the McVay tree. Then there were people from the Bill Walsh tree. And there were people from the, are there Kyle Shanahan
Belichick
trees?
Tree.
And the Belichick tree and the Andy Reid tree and this tree, that tree. And so, yeah, I would think for me, and you and I discussed this, and I think you were in agreement with me. To me, it seems like.
By the way, are they someday going to say that Tennessee is from the Common Man tree? I need to get rid of that reputation.
Yeah, I would think you. Well, wait a minute.
I really like being on the Common Man tree. There's no better tree on KFAN to be under.
It's a nut tree, is what it is too. It's not like a fruit tree. Well, I can say a fruit tree too, because I'm a little of both. Well, and I think you agreed with me. To me, it would seem like, a quarterback should be able to adapt to a different system, but I think it would be easier for a coach to tweak his system to fit the quarterback. Because, let's face it, Kyler can run the ball, he can scramble, he can move around, right? McCarthy has a little bit of that, but it seems like Murray's isn't Murray, would you say, on a different level? As a guy that can move around and use his feet. So then, okay, well then, you know what? I've had plays A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let's throw out B and G because those aren't real good, and let's add a new B and G. You know what I'm saying? I would think that's what a good offensive coordinator is able to do. It's the old. You've heard me quote Bum Phillips so many times. I just love that when he'd say he's a his'n and your'n coach. What do you mean? He can take his team and beat your team. He can take your team and beat his team. He's that good of a coach. And I would think the same thing with an offensive coordinator. Oh yeah, give me a quarterback that move. Do I have a statue like Jared Goff? Okay, this is the type of offense I have to develop. These are the plays that are going to be most effective. But if I've got a guy that can move around in the pocket a little bit, well, then guess what? I'll come up with a slightly different system.
My take was always, and I think you're kind of alluding to it, was there has to be a compromise between the two. The Kyler's got to come a certain way off of what he's been doing normally and go a little bit towards KOC, and KOC, the way he's been a quarterback whisperer, has got to move a little bit more towards Kyler.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Bipartisan.
Yes, bipartisan. I like that. Let's
don't stay on the fringes.
Let's work together. Let's pause and come back. That was Peek at the Purple. It was brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. For all of your electrical needs, affordable-electric.com. More Tennessee and Common here on the Common Program.
Dad to the ultimate Father's Day at Canterbury Park. Enjoy mouth-watering eats from local food trucks, exciting racing action, and enter for a chance to win a brand new Lazy Boy recliner, courtesy of the Furniture Mart. Full details available at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Me love me some Lazy Boy recliners. Not much better. Do you remember the old jingle for Canterbury Park? The radio jingle? Canterbury Park, where the people come to play. Canterbury Park, where it's summer every day. Horses sing. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That was their jingle. It was so catchy. I absolutely loved it. I don't know, what did they do with it? They had I think for at least one full summer, if not 2 summers. Canterbury Park, where it's summer every day. Canterbury Park, where the people come to play. Horses sing. Speaking of that, I saw the Belmont winner was also the Kentucky Derby winner, or was it the Belmont winner was the Preakness winner? Some horse won them.
Pay attention to it this weekend.
The Belmont winner won 2 of the 3 legs of horse racing's Triple Crown. Can the horse run fast? So the negatives have been out in full force. You think back, tend to be the Minnesota Timberwolves traded Kevin Garnett to the Boston Celtics, and within, a year or 2, he went on to win an NBA title.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Twins released Big Pappy. Or is it Poppy?
I'm a Poppy guy.
Okay, let's go
I think
Poppy.
you're a Pappy guy.
They released Big Poppy. He goes on to win a World Series and get elected to Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Vikings let Sam Darnold walk out of the building. Next year, he goes on to win a big game with the Seattle Seahawks. And up until last night, it looked like the Minnesota Timberwolves traded Big Meow to the New York Knickerbockers, and Bodega Cat was on the precipice. I guess you could say he still is. We're on the precipice of winning a National Basketball Association title. Everybody we let leave or we force out the door, not everybody, but a number of really talented players have gone on to win world championships. Last night, it looked like there was a moment I thought they were going to get out to a 3-0 lead. They took the lead. They were being dominated all game. Wembanyama was really good last night, and so was the Castle kid. What was his final line? Could you look that up for me? I think he had 23 points, had some clutch free throws, had some clutch baskets. Like that team, we've talked about it. When and everybody goes, well, they tank. Well, but if you've got a terrible, how do you know if the team's tanking or if they're just terrible? And San Antonio was terrible for a long time, but they hit on their draft picks. That's what they did. And it's worked out well for them.
Castle scored 23 on 8 of 14 shooting.
What was his other numbers? Do you have a full line there for him?
8 of 14 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He had 5 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers.
That's a nice line. That's a nice game for him. Bodega Cat was not at his best last night. Wembanyama was really good. When Wembanyama's on and doing the things that he has done to make him the player is, it's going to be hard for anybody to slow him down much. He's just that good. So if Bodega Cat goes on to win, then what will happen next? Will the Wild trade Kaprizov and Hughes to New Jersey, and then they can go win a Stanley Cup somewhere else? Billy would never do that. He's not going to trade either of those players. As a matter of fact, we're going to get the other Hughes brothers to come here.
We are the destination now.
We are now the destination.
They want to play here.
That is right. They do want to play. We hope they do.
It's the state of hockey.
But yeah, the Big Pappy one, I started thinking about players that we have let leave and then have gone on to bigger and better things. DeKid wins a world title. Big Pappy wins a world title and gets to the Hall of Fame. Is Garnett in the Hall of Fame, or is he not eligible?
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer. And then Darnold, again, not a Hall of Famer, but he leaves here and he goes on to win a title with Seattle. The Big Pappy thing is just, he had to have some injury problems, but if I remember correctly, it was that old. It's funny how things will change. The Twins, for the longest time, were a team that wanted to just hit to the opposite field, and they didn't they liked to play small ball, and Big Pappy really didn't fit that. And then now we want to swing for the fences, and Big Pappy would really fit that, but sometimes you have, and again, Chris Hine, a beat writer at Fish Wrap Factory West Side, wrote today, I guess I'm not the only one that is waxing nostalgic about Bodega Cat and his days here, and maybe we made the wrong trade. He wanted to revisit it, and basically he's come to the conclusion that I think most people do. They keep doing the old, we just couldn't do it because of the apron. We had to have got rid of Naz Reid, probably Jaden McDaniel. When we first signed Gobert, the collective bargaining agreement was different when we traded for him. It changed. You can't have two max players on your roster. You see other teams are going to start getting into those issues as well, including OKC. They only have one max player right now, but they'll be getting more. Holmgren's going to get a big, already has. I think his big contract goes into effect next year. And the same thing will happen to San Antonio. And it happens to all teams. But that's what sometimes you have to pay that luxury tax if you want to. Now, it can hurt you further down because there are punishments for team building as well, for roster building, right? I get that. But if you feel like, winning, the opportunities to win world championships don't come around that often. I mean, a prime example, Oklahoma City, after last year's, that's why you look back on Golden State. Was it 4 world championships in 8 years? That's remarkable, especially in this day and age, because when Jordan was winning his titles in Boston and the Lakers were winning theirs, I don't know if there were the same ramifications that there are now with salary caps and salary floors, and it just seems luxury, second apron, luxury tax, all that. It seemed different back then, but to win 4 world championships in 8 years, I think that's what Golden State did, and it looked like OKC was on their way. I mean, I had them as the odds-on favorite. I thought they would get by San Antonio. I thought they would win. And I'm a casual. That's well documented. But they're going to have issues because they're going to have to pay for people eventually. But you could have worked around it. It is what it is. Where we go now remains to be seen. It was another entertaining game last night. They do. I think for me, basketball, one of the foibles, if that's the right word, in the game is, or one of the things I don't like is fouls are so hard to call. What's a foul? What's not a foul? Did they commit? Everything's bang, bang, bang. But they're letting these guys play.
I wish they always did this.
Well, I agree.
I love it.
But I also think there's some times where they're letting, there's a couple of times where there's forearm shivers into guys, and they're not calling it. They're just letting it go. And I don't know if you could get away with that during the regular season for 82 games. Maybe you could. I'm with you. I like to see him let him play a little bit. But I'll tell you what, there were a couple last night, handful. And it's been in every game, both teams. There was one where Wembanyama, he threw Brunson. I mean, that was like WWE kind of stuff, right? And the ref is right there staring at it, and he just swallows the whistle. And the announcing crew made note of this, and they were spot on. Brunson got up and wanted to go at Wembanyama, but he thought better of it, and he didn't go. Because if you push him, that happened last night. Somebody got Somebody, who was it that, the big dope-de-dope for, not Wembanyama, who's the guy that comes off the bench when Wembanyama's,
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Conrad, Corleone, Vito, I don't know what the hell his name is.
Cornette. Luke Cornette.
Are you sure it's not trumpet? Wah-wah. So Luke Cornette comes off. And I think the explanation by the announcing crew was spot on. That Cornette was just trying to get to the baseline to get the ball to inbound it. And he slammed into one of the nets. Our Knicks. I don't know which one it was. I don't recall now. But the Knick guy got up and pushed him back. Well, he gets teed up, right? That's you got to control your emotions out there because it's getting very fit. Guys are laying out the line. Guys in their training room is bandwagon. The World Championships is at stake. And, but Brunson was cool about it. He backed off, but that should have been a technical on Wembanyama for sure. And I really have no dog in the fight. I mean, I've made no bones about it. I like Bodega Cat, and I'd like to see him win a world championship. But at the end of the day, there was part of me last night that was just so delighted to watch the Larry Davids and the Eli Mannings and the
Derek Jeters.
The Derek Jeters and who's the guy, Chamelet?
Yeah.
And who's Spike Lee? I mean, think how many, now Spike Lee's there for all games. Yeah. How many of these other people have just jumped on the bandwagon now? How many of those guys haven't been to a Knickerbockers game in like 20 years or ever been to one? Now it's the fashionable place to be, and they're all so excited, and they're showing all the people.
And they're the only ones that can afford the seats.
Well, that's it. And they're I mean, every seat in the house is, this can't be right. Did I hear this right? The cheapest seat in Madison Square Garden last night was $6,000.
Yeah.
Look, to each his own, right? Hell, I'm spending $1,800 to fly to San Francisco and back. Some people would rather walk than spend that kind of money, right? But I wouldn't. You'd have to pay me $6,000, and even then I'd go into Madison Square Garden and, what is it? Scratching and no, what would I be doing? They'd have to drag me into the stadium, right? But yeah, they just to watch them bleed.
There's a lot of people apparently we're not running out of rich people in this country.
No, we're not.
And there's a lot of people that are like Matt Burke, where that's just changing their couch cushions. Yeah,
that's walking around. And so I just love to watch him just have to leave the stadium after getting beat. What's wrong with me? Why? It's what Barrero and I have talked about before. It's called Schadenfreude, where you kind of enjoy the misery of other people. But it's like, oh, they're all just so happy, all the beautiful people there, and then your team just gets. And that was they took the lead for the first time. It was late in the third quarter, maybe early fourth quarter. They had like a 5-point lead, and I thought they're going to do it. They're going to hold them off. But that San Antonio team tend to be, they dug down deep. And Wembanyama was brilliant last night. He was. He's only 22.
I don't get why they don't just do alley-oops to him all day long.
That's
like, who can stop that?
There's nothing else. Like in the first couple of games, Big Meow Bodega Cat provided substantially more resistance down low. He played him very, very well. As a matter of fact, they were talking about, particularly in game 2, where he did what Gobert couldn't do. He did what, who else did they face?
Thunder last round.
There was nobody was able to do the things that Big Meow was able to do, but it sure did. I think, Big Meow ended up with 11 points. And you think I'm a Bodega Cat, Rube? Charles Barkley's become the biggest backer of Karl Anthony Towns, and he used to just destroy Karl Anthony Towns. And now he just loves. And he last night at halftime, he basically said, "This series over. It's over." He thought it was over. He thought the series was absolutely over, and it could very well be. But here's a text that says, Royce, a S-tier pulled out pocket protector claims Big Pappy was let go because he couldn't stay healthy. Where did it all go? I just got about 8 more texts come in. Couldn't stay healthy. He had a nagging wrist injury, not his unwillingness to play small ball, but we all know the truth. I don't think it was his unwillingness to play small ball. I just didn't think it fit for him. And then then there was money. The money was he wanted money, and they just decided to go in a different direction. He did have injuries. There's no question about that. Well, guess what? His injuries, I guess they didn't hurt him too bad. He got into the Hall of Fame and he won a World Series with Boston. Again, sometimes you have to be patient with these players. Sam Darnold's a prime example. Sam Darnold, we didn't have the patience to stick with him. No, that's not that doesn't have any staying power. That may have just been a flash in the pan. We're not going to give him. Did they offer him like 100? The rumors are, and I don't know if they've been confirmed. They offered him, we'll give you, was it $100 million over 3 years or something? And Darnold got a better offer. Or maybe we didn't offer him anything at all. But sometimes you have to be patient with.
I thought we offered him like 1 year.
Was it 1 year? Maybe it was a 1 year deal we offered. That's what it was. We offered him a 1 year deal. That's why he left. He went elsewhere. So,
well, and the Big Pappy, they didn't want him because of injuries. Let's face it. There was a financial component to it as well.
Absolutely there was.
They didn't want to pay him that amount of money with the injuries that went along with it.
Yeah. Text message.
And they didn't like that he tried to drive the ball over the fence. They wanted him to hit the opposite field.
When is Tenna going to break the McCarron news? Do you want to do that? Is it a 6-year deal?
I was going to bring it up in 5 questions.
Oh, okay.
We can just wait till then.
Yeah, we can just wait till then. Because I
mean, it happened before the show, so it's not breaking news anymore.
Right, correct. I was reading, because I was going to be that guy. Had they won last night, I was going to send out a tweet. I was going to send out a tweet that says, we let Garnett go, we let Big Pappy go, we let Darnold go, and now we let Big Meow go. But I decided, let's wait and see what the result of last night's game was, and so I didn't send it out. But I did my research on Big Pappy, and what it says, after the season, this was after the 2002 season, after the season, the small market Twins faced the decision on Ortiz, who had made $950,000 and likely would have been granted around $2 million for 2003 by an arbitrator. Rather than negotiate a contract or go to arbitration, the Twins instead decided to release Ortiz as a cost-cutting move on December 16 after being unable to swing a trade for him. In parts of 6 seasons, totaling 455 games, the Twins' Ortiz hit 58 home runs and had 238 RBIs. The player who replaced Ortiz on the Twins roster, Jose Morbon, would never play in a game.
I don't remember that name.
I don't even remember it either. But there you go. It was a cost-cutting move is why they released it.
Most decisions with the Twins are financial.
Yeah, and he was injury-riddled. There's no question. We've seen teams give... I mean, the most famous one of all time where the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the Red Sox for cash, or to the Yankees for cash. And Babe Ruth went on to be, one of the best players to play baseball. 714 home runs until Aaron broke the record. He was your home run leader. Can you please upload yesterday's Common Man show? It's not available for podcast yet. You just go back and think about,
You can podcast the first segment of today's show to find out why that one wasn't podcast.
Yeah. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Text message here. It says, Common, they reported the confirmed prices range from $4,800 to $46,900. So some probably New York fans spent $47 to watch them lose for the first time in 41 days. That's why I never know what to believe on those prices. How much did somebody really pay, and what the going rate is, and who establishes that? Because you have all of those secondary companies, right? Like what are they called? Like SeatGeek? Is that what the name of that company is, Tenemy? I mean, there are these that specialize in those kinds of things, and I don't know how realistic all that is, but yeah, a lot of money. A lot of money to spend on one basketball game, but to each his own. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got 534. We will talk the McCarran news. And Tenemy, what else do you have as far as the 534 goes?
Well, you just nailed it. I was going to say Big Mac is back.
The Common Man.
That show is not easy to cut your teeth on. No. Think about all the work and preparation that goes into that show if you've heard it.
You can hear it.